Hey Gators and sports fans, get all your Gator talk, news, analysis, and opinions on the Pod Up with Matthews in the Morning podcast. Find us on your favorite podcast platform or watch us on Facebook Live between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. every weekday. Pod Up, because we are Gator fans. So say it's great to be a Florida Gator.
Good morning. Welcome to Tuesday edition of the program. It's Pod Up with Matthews in the morning from the Crime Prevention Security System Studios. Large enough to serve you, small enough to care. It's Tuesday. You know what that means. Good old Buddy Martin from the Buddy Martin Show. You can listen to Buddy Monday through Friday, or maybe it's Thursday, on Facebook Live. He's the late night talk show of Gator sports. Let's go ahead and go to the Titan Tomorrow hotline. We're joined by Buddy Martin. Good morning, buddy. How are you?
Just call me David Letterman. You know, the late night show. I'm on at nighttime when you guys are like sleeping. Although you stay up on Monday nights, you were very good last night on the show, Shane. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Once we got past our technical hiccups, and good job last night.
Yeah, it was a good show, no question about it. Yeah, Buddy's you're only Monday through Thursday though, right?
That's right. But we're thinking about doing something different on Friday. It's possible we'll have an SEC show with our friend Rob Brown up in Alabama. We're going to do something. We're not sure what else, but right now we're just Fridays.
Speaking of the SEC, I'm glad you brought that up. What in the world? Tony Barnhart's no longer worked for the SEC network. What's going on there?
Well, I don't know. He never ever actually worked for him per se. I'm not sure. Oh. I got to figure that out. I haven't talked to Tony in a couple of weeks. He's my good friend, long time member of my showcast. My wife recruited him 30 years ago. We did a show in Denver, and Tony was there, just a local sports writer. And of course, like everything else, Shane, we made him what he is today. An abject failure. That's what we do. So,
yeah. All right, buddy. Let's jump into the Gators a little bit. Yeah. We'll talk a little bit about some other stuff as well. But as we spoke on your show last night, tremendous weekend for the Gators. I don't have any information on this, but I mentioned on your show last night. I really believe somehow they orchestrated this whole deal with the Heavener Center opening up. Somehow they kept these young boys quiet in their commitments, and they I feel like they had like the dominoes falling all at one time for great publicity. I think it was wonderful. I like I said, I don't know if that's the case or not, but it just seems that way.
Shane Matthews throwing out collusion right there in the front on Tuesday. Like it's all fake. It's not real. And listen, it may have been, but I got to tell you, I've thought about this a good deal since yesterday. I don't remember too many more better weeks than they had this past week. Considering where they were and where they are now, only in perception. I mean, look, perception is everything. It affects the stock market, right? And the Gator stock has gone way, way up. And maybe it was somewhat orchestrated, but if I'm Billy Napier, I'm not taking a chance. If I can get some of those dudes to commit, then I'm taking them. But you're right. It did feel almost too good to be true, which leaves me asking quite a few questions about it, Shane.
What were the questions you'll be asking?
Well, was this a paradigm shift for Gator football? I mean, was it like an official beginning of the Billy Napier era? You know, if so, what's next? How much of it is real? What's it going to mean? And as we always like to say, Shane, you never get too low when things are not going great. And you never get too high when things when things are not going great. We never get too high when things are going great. So as fun as it was, and as what a wonderful couple of days it's been for the Gator Nation, you have to think how much of this now is going to translate to the field. That's what you always tell me.
Yeah.
But let's just say this: it's a whole lot better than it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Pretty much everything going on this weekend has no bearing on what's going to happen this year. Nothing. Well, let me back up. It could a little bit with this team, just from a standpoint of having everything right there. They can really focus. You don't have to walk across campus and up and down stairs all day for meetings and stuff. They can use their time much wiser with the new facility, and it's still going to take them some probably several weeks to get acclimated to that place. And plus, there's still a ton of stuff still being done in there.
Yeah, but it feels better. It feels a lot better.
It feels like we are a real football program.
That's exactly right. It does.
Because people wanted to laugh at me for the last 10 years when I've talked about we're like the only school in America that doesn't have one of these.
Yeah.
And it was hard to swallow. But it's been a long time coming, and these kids are going to enjoy it. Not only just the football team, but people forget there's a lot of stuff going on in that building for all the athletes as well. We got a couple of Facebook Lives here I want to get to. Andy says, and it's brought to you by Mellon Law, he says, for your information, the last time Utah played in a big-time environment was 2014 at Ann Arbor in Michigan, and they lost 20-10. That's interesting. Now, that's a big stadium. They call it the Big House for a reason. Mm-hmm. But I've had multiple people that are Michigan fans or have gone to games there, and basically it's a bunch of I shouldn't say old people. It's just a bunch of people sitting they're sitting on their hands. Their atmosphere is nothing like SEC football. Ted says, did you see the DeColdis Crawford NIL commercial on Twitter? I did not. I don't even know who that is.
I didn't either.
You know who that is?
No.
Joseph says that Billy Napier signing Kamari Wilson and the time frame he had to work with was the coming out party. This is just everything coming to fruition that he's been preaching to us fans. Yeah. This dude, man, I'm telling you, buddy, I listened to his presser. I didn't get to hear it live. You weren't there, were you? I know Francis was there.
I listened to it live. France had a couple of good questions. We played one of them last night again. And I got to tell you, if it was orchestrated, it was really beautifully orchestrated. I think Billy comes off as a sincere person. He gets a lot of credit because of that. And we all know he plans every second. His assistant coaches says he quality controls every second of what we do every day. So, but I mean, look, what's it going to be on the field? Now, look, I'm very positive about this. I feel very, very good about where the program's going. I've always felt good about it. I feel better now. And when you talk about a paradigm shift, if it matters to you, now I'm not a big recruiting guy, you aren't either, but this team came from nowhere to one of the top 10, 10th in the country. They signed more blue chips. I saw the numbers, you saw them. Then if you look at Urban Meyer's years, more than Urban Meyer signed or committed, didn't sign. So that's something. Like I said, you buy stock based on, information and assumption. And in this case, you got to buy the stock. Billy Napier's had a fantastic couple of days. And I can't wait to see what's next. But let me just say, Utah scares me.
No question. Are you in the market to buy or sell your home? Doreen Weeby, a realtor with Caldwell Banker in Parish, will provide you a fast, friendly, reliable service. Give her a call today at 352-562-1411 to help your dreams come true. Speaking with Buddy Martin on the Titan More Hotline, got a bunch of text here on the Titan More text line. This is from Frank. He says, Shane, did you see Jack Miller during the scrimmage on Saturday? What did you think of his performance and his potential? Yeah, I think Jack's a good thrower of the football. I mean, Anthony's the quarterback. I'll be honest, the quarterbacks did not play great in the scrimmage. Now, is that due to our defense, or is it just – it's so hard to tell in scrimmages. But, I mean, even Billy mentioned it yesterday in his press conference. Quarterbacks got to play better. They got to be more efficient. That was the big thing. Consistency was not very good. One other text here. This is from John. He says, QB, Utah is trying to simulate the Florida Heat and their indoor by turning the heat all the way up.
Right.
Utah lost to BYU, San Diego State, and Oregon State on the road last year. Florida took Alabama to the wire with a bad Florida team last year. I'm leaning more and more towards the Gators. Thanks for the text, John. Yeah, look, Utah is I didn't realize this, buddy, and I was on somebody else's show yesterday. They have 18 starters back from last year's team.
Yeah,
that is incredible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, you just don't hear about that anymore. 18 starters back.
Yeah. They were very good last year. Very good. They won the Pac-12. So.
Yeah, I mean, and they lost to some so-so teams on the road, but they're your Pac-12 champs for what it's worth. 18 starters back, very good quarterback, 2 really good tight ends, just a solid football team that's well coached and ain't going to beat themselves. Yeah. And that's what we're hoping the Gators become, and I think they will under Billy Napier.
Kyle Whittingham is a really excellent coach, as you know. He was Urban Meyer's chief assistant that Utah's been good for a long time. They went down when there was the Sugar Bowl. I mean, they've been good for a long time. They're not just some Johnny come lately. And that's true. I'm hearing that they're practicing with the heat up, the noise way up, and the quote, things to make it as humid as possible to somewhat acclimate the swamp. Well, first of all, you can't acclimate the swamp. I mean, you can do all you want to, turn up the noise, turn up the, it's not the same. Because Shane, as you know, you lived in it, you were undefeated in it as a starter. And it's just, what it reminds me of, Shane, because I lived in Denver, there was a big thing about the altitude. I think you played in Denver, right? And the altitude is a factor, but what they love to do is get it in your head. Broncos and Nuggets like to get it in your head that it's a factor. Guys reach the oxygen, all that sort of stuff. You know, this it's real in the swamp. You know when it's 110 down there, you feel it. All right. Somebody writes here. Here's what you do. I read this morning on Twitter. Shower before practice. Get your stuff on without drying off. Then play in a place that you can't even hear yourself speak. Oh yeah, and it's 90 at 7 p.m.
Yeah, that's funny. Shower and just put your clothes on and start going. Yeah. Joseph says on Facebook Live, man, if these high school kids are buying into what Billy's selling without even seeing him coach a game, just think of the magic that could happen if everyone that's already in the building is buying in too. It's going to be a fun year, Gator Nation. Yeah, it is going to be fun. Got a lot of great momentum within the football program, and it's they've done a tremendous job. Like Billy said yesterday, not just him. He gets all the credit. It's that support staff that, you know, and we may have talked about this, but that's why people sometimes ask, well, why do they need all these people? Mm-hmm. Well, he learned from Saban.
Right.
And Saban basically hired like all those people to take, it's not really pressure, but if Buddy Martin is my wide receiver coach, I want Buddy Martin coaching the guys on my team. Mm-hmm. I don't want Buddy Martin having to stay extra hours or watching tape of 85 high school wide receivers. Yeah. That's why they trust the guys. They're going to say, okay, here's 10 guys for you to watch, buddy, instead of 85. It's about managing your time so you can have a good family life, be a fresh coach,
right?
Coach up the players on your squad. And I think it's outstanding, honestly.
Well, it is, and it's the model now. I know Mike Griffith has some sarcastic comments whenever they hired Napier. Say, well, the guy with Nick Saban, the starter kid. Remember, he did coach with Nick. He built his own programs. In Louisiana, he was very successful. It's the way he knows how to do it. And today it's done differently. And yes, you have to. I'd like to have been in that meeting, or mouse on the wall. Whenever Napier sat down with Scott Strickland and said, let me tell you what I need to come to Florida. How about $7.5 million to hire other people? I mean, really? And apparently he didn't flinch. It was a short conversation, just like it was a short conversation in finishing up what they did in the Heavener facility, which Billy had, as I'm reading now, had a lot to say about. He changed a lot of things, Shane. You may have told me that. So, I think it's what it is. It's how it's done. And we'll see if those guys are not going to get it done. They'll be gone. But I think right now they can justify it. And he puts a product on the field, give him 2 years at least. I think he's on the right track. It feels that way, Shane.
Yep, it's definitely looking good. We got a Facebook Live brought to you by Melon G. Says, hey, Shane, I hear a lot of people talk about arm talent, but what does that really mean? Great question. Arm talent's one of those guys that you go out to a workout in shorts or a combine, and this dude is just slinging 70-yarders. You know, first of all, you never throw a ball 70 yards unless it's the last play of a game, Hail Mary.
Yeah,
and it's usually about 55 to 60. Deep balls, they have done studies. The NFL studies everything. 99% of deep balls are completed at 44 to 48 yards. Okay.
Really? I didn't know that. Good stuff.
Yes. So arm talent is just arm strength. You know, that's what arm talent is really, is your arm strength. It does not mean anything about anticipation, reading defenses. It's just the good Lord blessed you with a strong ass arm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there've been some successful quarterbacks like John Elway, who had a cannon. I watched him play a whole bunch. There've been some guys who didn't have a great arm. Joe Montana did pretty good. So it doesn't necessarily mean that gives you an extra little gift that you have when you can throw it in a hole 40 yards away. Accuracy is everything, as you know, Shane. You were very accurate as a quarterback, not throwing interceptions. So, yeah, it's hard to – people fall in love with the arm talent. I mean, Bobby Douglas got a gun when he played for the Bears, but he couldn't play in the National Football League. So arm talent's important. We fall in love with it. We see a quarterback's got a gun, but that's not always the ingredient.
No, and to play college football, you have to have a decent arm. You have to have some good arm talent, but there's way more into it. It's just amazing to me how many high school coaches I talk to or parents, man, you should see this kid's arm. Okay, well, I watched him throw. Mm-hmm. He's erratic as hell, and he's probably not going to end up playing another position at the next level if he's that athletic. So there's so much more into it than, quote, arm talent.
Well, Felipe Franks is a good example. What's he playing now? Tight end.
Yeah, he's a tight end. I mean, does Anthony have great arm talent? Yes, he does. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say anybody else on our roster has great arm talent. That doesn't mean they're not good quarterbacks, though. You know what I'm saying, buddy?
Yeah.
I think Jack Miller's a very good thrower of the football. He reminds me just how his ball comes out. Yeah. And it's a very, very catchable ball. He reminds me of a Spurrier quarterback. All Spurrier's quarterbacks were the same.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. So, of all the Spurrier quarterbacks, who had the best arm? Eric Kresser?
Yeah. I would say Kresser, and let's see, out of the Spurrier quarterbacks that played, because I consider Kresser playing because he ended up transferring.
Yeah, right.
But he played some here. It would be Kresser, maybe Doug and Jesse. Not Jesse. I'm sorry.
No,
Rex.
it's like Jesse.
Rex.
Yeah, I agree with those three. I agree. They was arm talent. You're right.
They had good arm talent, but the difference is those dudes, they had great arm talent, but they had all the pitches, meaning they had a little bit of touch. They understood trajectory and things of that nature.
Yeah.
You see so many guys with arm talent, and they got one pitch and one pitch only. How hard can I throw the damn football? And
hey, speaking of one pitch, I got to get this in here. How about my Rays, man? Almost had a perfect game. He took it down to the ninth inning, and they beat Baltimore, which gave the Rasmussen. He did throw a perfect game one time before, by the way, but that was in Oregon State. But Rasmussen was brilliant in the game they needed to win. And then last night they put a hurting on the Yankees 4-0. How about those Rays, Shane?
Well, you didn't like them. Like when they got rid of your favorite player, you said you were done with them.
Well, I had to get back on the bandwagon. He came with Baltimore and played in the game, for Baltimore.
Yeah. Hey, buddy, I want to. We got to talk golf and NFL for a second, but I want to get to this day in sports, which is brought to you by our good friends at Comfort Temp. Comfort is our business. Peace of mind is our promise. Beat the summer heat and schedule your air conditioners tune up today, keeping you chill in the Florida heat far away. Comfort Tip Heating and Air. Call us today at 352-376-2366. I wanted to read this while you were on air. This day in sports in 2009 at the PGA Championship at Hazeltine. I think this is Y.A. Yang. He beat Tiger Woods by 3 shots. I didn't realize he beat Tiger for the PGA Championship. Did you know that?
I did not.
Is it Y.A. Yang? Because on here they call him Yang Yong Ying, but I think it's Y.A. Yang.
Probably. Is he the guy who hit the ball twice?
No, you're thinking of TC. You're thinking of
TC Chin.
Now you can do that. It's not a penalty anymore.
Yeah, really? I didn't know that. No, yeah, about that. I forget. There's a lot of good young Asian players out there, right? We saw Con a couple of weeks ago. He's like 20 years old. Wow.
Yeah. Joseph says Rex Grossman was a baller, got robbed, should have been the first sophomore Heisman winner. I'll never let that go. Yeah, Rex, I'll never forget. Yeah. I'll never forget the spring practice. I think it was Rex and Jesse, a couple other guys. I can't remember who all was on the roster. Maybe Brock Berlin. I went and I sat in the south end zone underneath, in the shade of the chairbacks, and I watched a scrimmage because I was home from playing ball, and I don't know what year this would be. It would have been, when was Rex? Rex was late 90s because Coach left in 2001 or 2000. I can't remember. So anyway, I'm sitting there. I watched the scrimmage, and of course, Coach, I go down and talk to Coach. He's like, "What'd you think about my quarterbacks?" I said, "Coach," because at that time he didn't have a start.
Right.
I said, "I don't know who number 8 is.
Yeah.
But he's clearly your best player.
Rex Grossman.
He's got a feel that you can't teach, and boy, was he good." So he's like, "Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. We'll see." But he ended up being his guy.
Yeah. I tell you what, he should have been on a national championship team too. That was a rough go that year. That's when they got away from him. If that hadn't happened, 9/11 hadn't happened, But that's the way it goes sometimes. It's about timing, which is what I want to say, if I can, just for a minute. Billy Napier's timing looks impeccable. A team has to peak at the right time, Shane. You know that. A coach has to peak. Coach has to catch lightning in a bottle. Coach has to be, and I'm thinking about this. I may write about it this week in Gator Bay. If you look at every program, every coach who's been successful, especially national championships, their timing was impeccable, and they also borrowed and inherited talent. I mean, look at Coach Spurrier. He'll tell you he came in there with the talent. You guys had talent when he walked in the door. All those great defensive players they had when you came aboard in 1990, and he built on that and won all those SECs. I finally got around to agreement. I'm going to go ahead and say I agree. I would count the 2000s. I would count that 7th national championship for the years you guys got robbed. But anyway, timing. And look at Ron Zook. Spurrier, should have taken over him, but he didn't. Zook came in. He built on all those really good defensive players. What Urban Meyer did, he won a national championship his second year. The question is now, is Billy Napier's timing so good, he's going to grasp this right now, had what Mullen left over, add to it, and what will be his future? Timing is everything. I love the theory that Carlos Alvarez said. Everybody had a brick in that stadium, okay? There's a bunch of folks who put bricks in a long time before I came along or you came along, whatever. Everything builds. Billy Napier, as you pointed out yesterday, Shane, now the legacy is guys that your generation is having sons, and they're playing college football, and some of them are pretty good, like Graham. All of a sudden these guys, and Billy mentioned it, maybe this is the right time. The Spurrier's offspring players are coming along, so timing is everything. I think Billy has a gift for playing the right card at the right time. That's my opinion.
Well, he's had plenty of opportunities to leave Louisiana as a head coach to bigger programs, but he waited for the one that he thought was best fit for him.
Yeah,
one that has won, one that can win and will win. And so, we're in good hands. There's no question about that. And you're talking about the comment you made yesterday was, we may be hitting this at the right time because a lot of Spurrier's players are having kids running around playing ball right now. Yeah. Miles Graham, Ernest Graham's son, is a 2024 linebacker that is verbally committed to the Gators.
And by the way, if Luke would have been 4 inches taller, it might have been him.
There's no question about that.
Heck of a player. He could throw it, he knew the game, and he just wasn't big enough.
Yeah, that's life.
Will he coach someday, Shane?
I don't think so. He's in building construction, and he's
likes it.
He loves it and has a great internship all summer long. So he's ready to start making a lot of money.
Got to get out of daddy's shadow. It's hard. It's very hard.
Yeah. Well, he was he was all state high school as a junior and senior. So he's a very good player.
Yeah, he was.
Buddy, let's talk NFL before we let you go. Obviously, I think you watched some of the Bucs. I didn't see any of it, but Kyle Trask played really well. Take it for what you want. I mean, preseason is so hard to tell. Here's what I try to tell people. In the National Football League, you're only going to keep 53 guys on your roster. Then you'll add, I think it's 8 or 10 now for practice squad. When they go to training camp, the organization, the general managers, the coaching staff pretty much knows, I would say 45 of those 53, they know who's going to make the team. And then you got some guys that are maybe be free agents that star in some games or in practice and make the team for special teams or what have you, or maybe they put them on practice squad. So it's kind of hard to gauge, but it's great that, and I still don't. Hey, do you know what's going on with Tom Brady? Is it
yeah, he took a personal leave. Apparently, he's planned this for some time. This is
so what I'm trying to say is it's great for Blaine Gabbert and for Trask because they're getting. I mean, Gabbert's played a long time in the NFL. He's going to be, if Brady does not come back for whatever reason, Gabbert's going to be your starter. Now, if he doesn't play well, they'll push. But this is good experience for Kyle.
Yeah.
Only in year 2, you got to remember he didn't dress for one game last year.
Yeah.
And so just to get out there and play and perform the way he is outstanding. Did you get to watch any of it?
I didn't. I know he threw a pick and he had a fumble. But he threw the ball well, had a touchdown, fell a little short on the game-winning drive. But by all reports, I was busy working on my Argentine Blue Bloods program, which I'll tell you about next week, and I didn't get a chance to watch it. But I'm really proud of Kyle. I still say, I hope someday, and I spoke at the Fight Game Touchdown Club tonight, they asked me about this. I still say we need to have a Next Man Up award for Kyle Trask. I mean, if anybody ever personified that, he did. He shouldn't be forgotten. He was a terrific player. He saved Dan Mullen's bacon, for sure. And he played gallantly and played efficiently and played well. And I still say he was the ultimate next man up. So we'll see. But, maybe he's got the right temperament to be a backup, Shane.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said when he went to the league, I don't know if he'll ever be a legitimate starter, but he's a guy that can last a minimum of 10 years because he's going to know what to do. He's not going to rock the boat. He's going to be a good teammate. Those are things you got to do if you want to last in that league.
Well, Shane, you lasted 14 years at it, so it's pretty good, right?
Yeah, I can give everybody the blueprint how to do that because I was not the most talented. Greg says, I heard the Bucks signed Carl Nassib yesterday. I don't even know who Carl Nassib is.
I don't either. I have no idea.
Rick says, isn't Brady's mother fighting cancer? And then Greg says, one rumor is Brady's getting a divorce. So
I don't know any of that. Couldn't tell.
I would think, like I said, I would think it's more towards his mother if she's sick, because I've never heard of a player taking time off because of a divorce. I don't know if the organization would go for that, not excuse, but reason for leaving.
Well, he can pretty much do what he wants to do. But and let's be honest, what difference is it going to make him being there other than it's timing if he snaps? He knows the drill. And so the guy's going to play anyway. He's not going to play in the preseason. So let's wait and see. Much to do about nothing, perhaps. We'll see. But Shane, I got to get this in. I'm really ticked off about Kirk Herbstreit's comments. Do you hear about him? Rose Bowl should be the permanent national title game.
Well, I get it. I get it. I get the only reason he says that is because of the sunset at 6:00.
So what?
That's the only reason, because that place is a dump. There's no way they should have any. I mean, they don't have any skybox. It's a dump. That's ridiculous.
You want to go to sunset? Go to Denver. You got a great sunset in the Rockies in Denver.
That's true. Yeah, play it Mile High or whatever they call it now. Hey, Dameon Pierce.
Oh my gosh!
Did you see him run the football?
I did, saw the clips, and just like we thought he would, I think he ran 5 times for 40-something yards, and he was ripping and roaring and doing everything we saw him do. And boy, just another nail in Dan Mullen's coffin. Why they didn't play that guy more? I can't believe it.
Yeah, and Don has a question for us here. I'll give you my thoughts. He says, maybe this is a dumb question, but just how much is the new Heavener facility drawing in these commitments? Okay, let me start first, because I've been preaching about the facility for probably over 10 years now, because I've seen them all. And then I have people saying, just because we have a facility doesn't, we're not going to get 5 stars or whatever. So here's the deal. Does it mean we're going to sign a bunch of 5 stars? No. What it does is it puts you on a level playing field with the teams you're recruiting against week in and week out. When everybody in America has a facility and you don't, you're going to a battle, a gunfight with butter knives, right, buddy? It ain't fair.
Yeah.
And I mean, I kid you not, people, when Mississippi State, the Ole Misses of the world, and Kentuckies and Liberties and NC State and Duke
And
have better
Louisiana.
facilities, have better facilities than the University of Florida, there's a problem.
Yeah.
And so to answer your question, Don, I don't look, these kids that have been being recruited by the Gators the last few years, all they have seen are these rendition drawings of a picture sitting on an easel, you know. This is what we're going to move into. Maybe you'll, in your 5 years, maybe you'll get to experience it. Well, now the kids are walking into this place and experience it, and it's all over Twitter. So I think it's going to have a huge effect. Now, will it help us get a guy from Alabama that's going to sign with the Crimson Tide, or Georgia or Ohio State? I don't know. But I'll be damned, we're on a level playing field now.
And getting players from Alabama, as you know, defensive end, by the way. And Billy made it a point yesterday. He said, not only is it good for recruiting, it's good for the players that are there right now. And if you watch the video, I watched them all, of these players going in that facility, the joy on their faces, Shane, it was like Christmas morning when you got your first bicycle. It was amazing. So the mood, the attitude's good. It's a wonderful facility. It looks unbelievable. I've not been inside. Have you been inside?
Oh yeah, I've been through the whole thing. It's crazy.
Well, but then you tell me. I haven't seen it except on video.
No, it's outstanding. It doesn't have what some things that Clemson has, or some things Alabama. They did it what they thought was best for the Florida Gators, and I mean it's remarkable. I mean, literally,
they killed
literally, you can, if those kids don't want to, if they have a hard days of practice and don't want to get on their moped or drive, because they all live off campus unless you're a freshman.
Right.
They could literally sleep in those things, turn into beds. They could stay in there. Mm-hmm. And the great thing about it is, I was talking to one of my old teammates, from a standpoint where, you got when you're in training camp where the Gators are right now, you got meetings all the time. You don't have hardly any dead time. There'll be like a 15 or 20 minute break here or there. Well, I remember in the old locker room, which was a dump when I played. I mean, it's still nice over at Ben Hill Griffin in the south end zone. It's very nice now. Mm-hmm. But we used to take our mesh bag that has your socks, your jock, your shorts, all your stuff that the managers wash for you, and we'd wad it up and you'd put it on the floor of your locker. And then you would lay on the nasty floor, and that was your pillow, okay, to take a 10-minute rest before you had to go to the next meeting. Okay, well, now these jokers have it's nicer than any lazy boy you ever been in. I'm telling you, buddy, I sat in it the other day, and you can lay flat like you're in a bed.
Really?
They got all these things you can charge your phones. I mean, so my point is, if you have a 10 or 15-minute break, or after you got to go to another class or whatever, you can take a rest right there. And those type of things will go a long way in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, Billy said two things. First of all, he said this helps the current players. It's for them too as well, and he wants them to enjoy it. And he also said that he's already calculated that just being there saves him 36 minutes a day, because they don't have to walk all the way over there. 36 minutes a day for a coach. That's a lot. How many hours you get with a guy with a team during a week? 20 or something?
It's supposed to be 20. That's what they say.
Yeah, but think about 36 minutes a day. That's big.
Yeah. All right. Greg says Nassib was a defensive player a couple years back for the Raiders. Remember the guy that came out and said he was gay? That's who they signed.
Okay.
Joseph says, what other player has been married to Giselle, though? I will say this, Joseph. There's a lot of NFL players married to chicks that look better than Giselle, in my opinion.
Wow.
That's me personally.
Shane, come weighing in on the babes, the wives.
Well, I mean, she's nice, but there's plenty of other ones that I think are a lot better looking.
I think Giselle's very much a life force. She's really great.
She does nothing for me, though, buddy. I don't know what it is.
She's not your wife. Doesn't matter.
Camp says Malik Davis didn't look bad either, but clearly DP was the biggest highlight. I don't even know where is Malik Davis playing.
I don't know.
But you're supposed to. You're our professional.
No,
I'm
not. I'm not an NFL guy. You're the NFL veteran. You're drawing a retirement check from them.
Not yet. Not yet. I'm not old enough. I'm waiting.
You need one more gig. You don't have enough 1099s now. You hire 5 accountants.
I'm going to let you go here in just a second. I'm going to read some of these Facebook Lives, and I got to ask you a golf question. JB says, have we not seen the completed pool at the facility yet? Probably not. They still have had a lot of construction going on. I wasn't impressed with the pool so far. We need to have a Mandalay Bay beach style pool. No, they have it's not a very big pool, but it's no deeper than I think 3 or 4 feet, which is smart. But they got a lot of work still left to be done. But no, you're not going to have this ain't going to be Mandalay Bay.
Oh yeah, by the way, no recording studio. That's it. It's over. Forget about it.
I think there is a recording studio.
No, they said not in the article I read.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, there's something next to the barber shop that what was put on the door on the outside. I had no idea what it meant, so I thought that was the recording studio.
Well, I don't know. That's the report I read out of one of the articles I read, which was very good. They decided not to have it, so I don't know.
Rick says, Shane, do you have an office in the new building? No, I do not.
People keep asking you that all the time, like you're punching in every day.
Yeah, people think just because they announced that I'm the color guy full time now, it does not change my life at all.
Yeah,
I do my normal everyday routine, whatever I'm doing. All I do now is I show up about an hour before kickoff and go to the press box and call a football game. If it's a road game, like last year, I get on the team plane, we fly to the venue or to the hotel, play the game, and come home. I call the game. So nothing changes. I can't tell you how many texts I get because people think it's like a full-time, 24 hours, seven days a week job.
Well, let them think it. Let them think it. After all, I mean, let them do. What the heck? You're their guy now. You have another responsibility to your public out there as a star of stage and screen. Shane, how many more things can you take home? Okay.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I got a lot going on. All right, buddy. Before we let you go, golf this weekend, part of the FedEx playoffs. Will Zalatoris, extreme young kid, extremely talented, finally gets his first win.
Big win for Zalatoris, the guy you've liked for a long time, and I have too. This guy's amazing. Now that he can putt, he made a couple of really great putts, and the drop he made was pure genius. The drop he made when he was in the fringe and sort of in the hole there, to wind up winning it for him.
Well, I don't say it was pure genius because if Straka. Okay, so what happened was, first of all, the first playoff hole was a disaster. They both had to. Did you see the first playoff hole?
I missed the first playoff.
So it's a par 4, and Will almost hits it about a foot out of bounds over in the trees to the right. Straka snap hooks it. He's inside the penalty line, takes off his shoes, and then decides that he's not going to be able to advance. He could have advanced it a little bit farther for some reason. So long story short, Will chips out, hits a wedge for about 15 feet. He makes the putt for par. Straka takes his drop and hits it about 4 feet and makes it for par. So they didn't play great golf on the first playoff hole. They scrambled and made pars. They go to the next hole. Zalatoris tees off on the par 3. It hits the rocks, bounces about 5 times, should have gone in the water, but falls between the rocks and this heavy rough. He had no chance of advancing. All Straka has to do is hit it dead left. I mean, hit it 30 yards left of the hole.
Pushed in the water.
In the tournament. He hits it in the water. He drops, hits a bad wedge. Long story short, good for Will Zalatoris. I love him. Cam Smith has withdrawn from the BMW.
Why, Shane? Why?
Well, he's going to play. They say he's going to play in the Tour Championship the following week.
No, but what's the deal?
Well, he's going to Tour.
I know. Is it maybe somebody said hurt his feelings? I don't know. And your guy is going. Your guy is leaving.
I can't root for him once he leaves.
I know.
He's still on tour though.
Traitor.
JB says he was pulling for Straka since he spent time at Valdosta at Lowndes High School. Yeah, he's a Georgia Bulldog. So anyway, all right, buddy. Anything else we missed that we wanted to cover?
I think we got it all, Shane. Got it all. I want to mention again the Orange and Blue Bloods because I think one thing we're missing in our whole scheme of things here, and I'm not a guy that runs the alumni program, but until the fans get aligned properly, until they can expect loyalty from and loyalty down, we're not going to have that missing piece. It's something that the Gator fans need to think about. That what does the phrase mean in all kinds of weather? So we're working on this. Ben Troop and I and a few others about maybe having a pledge for you if you want to, just to pledge your support. Now you can rip on the team, you can not hate the quarterback, whatever, but you have to know in the end, Shane, the difference is going to be the people who line up behind their team and stay true to the principle in all kinds of weather.
Yeah. All right, buddy. 19 days away from Gator football.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Today is August 16th. Mm-hmm. Who's your favorite Gator to wear number 19? And as right now, what's the record for this year?
Oh, man, I haven't thought about the 19 for a while. I'm not good on numbers. Give me
There's only one 19 I can think of.
It was a quarterback, right?
No. Bernie Kosar didn't play for us.
Oh, was it? Oh, but I don't know.
Was it Evan McPherson, number 19?
I don't know. Well, we got a lot of good fans who would know.
I'm so good at numbers, and
you are. I'm not good.
Maybe concussions are kicking in, but
what's Peyton's number? What's his number?
Peyton who? Manning?
Yeah,
it's 18 and 16.
Okay.
Oh, Greg says Ike Hilliard, clearly the best.
Oh yeah,
not even close. Never mind.
Game over. That's it. That's it. That about it. Yeah. And the record right now, as of this day, I'm stuck on the 7.7 that Vegas is going to give us, whatever. And I'm leaning toward going over. Okay. But I don't want to say that till I see more because I haven't seen the team practice. I'm just guessing like everybody else. So I'm going to say right now, I'm leaning toward I'm going to lean toward 8 wins. And I think this Utah game is really critical to that because it changes the whole dynamics of the season if they win that game.
Yeah, we just got a text here saying Ike Hilliard is the only number 19.
Should be the only one.
It's not even close. We got a text here also from Bobby. Bobby says, real quick, buddy, before you go, what do you think of Billy Napier's press conferences? I think he's outstanding. Well,
I'll put it like this. I think he gets it all in. I think he's I've said this about him since day one. I have coined this phrase. He's a measure twice, cut once kind of guy. He's not going to say the wrong thing or bring up. France had a good column today, Gator Bait, about how he was able to answer the question without divulging too much. He doesn't like to name names and tell you certain guys. I like him. I think he's efficient at it. I think he's honest at them. He at least tells you something, which Mullen never did. Mullen would tell you nothing. So now is he Steve Spurrier? No. He's not a great quote, but he's a good quote, and he's honest, and he gives you, if you ask the question, he will at least address it, although he better sound something. So I think he's doing it. I give him an 8.5 on his press conferences.
Yeah, I tell you what he does so well is he never, if somebody throws something to him in like a negative way or a negative type question, he switches it to a positive. I mean, think about it. Somebody asked him about, the quarterback's not playing well in the scrimmage. He goes, but our defense was outstanding.
Yeah, well, it's good.
He just changed it all, and he's a very positive person. So,
what's his favorite saying? He's like, yeah, no. He said, yeah, no. He say, yeah, no. Like Coach Spurrier was this, that, the other,
and so forth.
And so forth, yeah. No, but no, I like him. I think I'm a big Billy Napier fan right now. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. He hasn't coached a game yet.
That's right. All right, buddy, good stuff. We'll talk to you next week, my man.
All right, Shane, thank you.
That's Buddy Martin. Join us on the Titan MR hotline. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come back and we'll talk about this, that, and the other, and so forth. You're watching Pot Up with Matthews in the Morning.
We want to take this moment to thank all our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills. Our premium sponsors are Crime Prevention Security Systems, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Titan MRI, Gainesville's only locally owned and operated MRI facility. Meldon Law, the only official law firm partner of the Florida Gators. Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's first choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. Comfort Temp, comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. QC Kinetics, live pain-free with QC Kinetics. Our gridiron sponsors are Auto ER, UF Bookstores, Celebration Point Town Center, Chris Doring Mortgage, Silverback Concrete Co., Ruse Ogra State Farm Insurance, Doreen Wiebe Realtor Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Our touchdown sponsors are Campus USA Credit Union, Adams Rib Company, Gator Dominoes, Celebrate Primary Care, Gator Bait Media, Okido America, Style Cuts, Ironwood Golf Course, Big Mills Cheesesteaks, MB Listing, McDonald's of Gainesville, 84 Lumber, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Avra and Smith, Dowling Signs, Baker's Sporting Goods, Silver Cube Billiards and Sports Bar. If you are interested in promoting your business on the show, visit potupwithshane.com and click the Advertise button. Again, thank you to all the great businesses that support the show. If you like what we are doing here, make sure you follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Welcome back to the Crime Prevention Security System Studios, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Celebration Points, where the Gators come to celebrate, with premium brands like Escape Apology, Sushi Hana, Regal Cinemas, Kilwins, Le Macaron, Prime and Pearl, and the HBC's restaurant, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, where every Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 2:30, you can get the hottest brunch in town. We'll see you at Celebration Point, where the Gators go to celebrate. I want to thank Buddy Mark for joining us on the Titan More Hotline. Daryl asked here, what do I think about Willie Jackson's son? Khalil is a big physical type receiver. I don't know if he'll play any this year, quite honestly. Good athlete. He was a walk-on, got a scholarship. One of the guys that they gave some of the extras to, but good kid. Good to have number 22 out there. I don't know how much he'll play, though, quite honestly. We'll see. We'll see what the rotation's like, but I don't know if he'll be in it or not. I'm pretty sure he's in the third rotation. Camp says, hey, before Napier came to Florida, there was rumors that he didn't like to punt the ball. I heard something about him using all 4 downs no matter what. Is there some truth to this? I've never heard that, Camp. Billy is protect the football. If you got to punt it, play defense. It's all about protecting the football and taking the football away. That's one of his philosophies. So I'm not sure. Maybe you're getting him confused with Lane. Lane does some dumb stuff at times. So anyway, at Chris Doring Mortgage, they do mortgage lending right, helping home buyers throughout Gainesville and North Central Florida. Call Chris Doring Mortgage today at 352-244-0840. We got a text on the Titan MR text line. Larry says, Shane, what is your favorite part of the new football facility? Oh, goodness. Oh, my favorite part. I mean, the weight room's outstanding. I was never a big lifter, so I could care less about the weight room. I think it's so new and everything is just so connected. They should have put a golf simulator in there. One thing I liked about Clemson's, they had a little artificial turf wiffle ball field at theirs. I mean, we got a basketball court. I think the locker room is outstanding. As a player, you spend a lot of time in your little area and you want to have room. I know a lot of people have been joking about Miami's. I mean, seriously, Miami's locker, that little hallway, it looks like your feet are going to touch the guy across from you. But this thing is spaced out. You got your own little cubicle. You kind of share it with one other person. But that's probably my favorite part. They got all these like cold tubs, cryotherapy, you name it. They have all that there. So it's hard to say, but you got the dining hall, you got the nutrition, if you need a shake or something made, they'll make it for you right there. It's just first class all around. So a lot of people Riedel Anthony was number 15. Ike Hilliard, clearly the best 19 we've had. I'm trying to think. I feel like another receiver wore 19, but maybe not. Let's take another quick timeout, get our advertisers, keep them happy. We'll come back up and wrap up this Tuesday program.
We want to take this moment to thank all our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills. Our premium sponsors are Crime Prevention Security Systems, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Titan MRI, Gainesville's only locally owned and operated MRI facility. Meldon Law, the only official law firm partner of the Florida Gators. Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's first choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. Comfort Temp, Comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. QC Kinetics. Live pain-free with QC Kinetics. Our gridiron sponsors are Auto ER, UF Bookstores, Celebration Point Town Center, Chris Doring Mortgage, Silverback Concrete Co., Ruse Ogra State Farm Insurance, Doreen Wiebe Realtor Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Our touchdown sponsors are Campus USA Credit Union, Adams Rib Company, Gator Dominoes, Celebrate Primary Care, Gator Bait Media, Okido America, Style Cuts, Ironwood Golf Course, Big Mills Cheesesteaks, MB Listing, McDonald's of Gainesville, 84 Lumber, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Avra and Smith, Dowling Signs, Baker's Sporting Goods, Silver Cube Billiards and Sports Bar. If you are interested in promoting your business on the show, visit potupwithshane.com and click the Advertise button. Again, thank you to all the great businesses that support the show. If you like what we are doing here, make sure you follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Pro football legend Emmitt Smith understands your joint pain.
It does not surprise me that there are a ton of people out there that's in pain.
That's why Emmitt is such a proponent of QC Kinetics, offering real lasting joint pain relief with non-surgical, all-natural biologic treatments.
Whether it's a joint pain, ankle pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, back pain, hip pain, any kind of pain, the body eventually will break down when it's under that much stress.
That stress can cloud your judgment to the point that you'll just say yes to the scalpel or yes to another prescription of pain pills. But maybe it's time for a second opinion from QC Kinetics.
The reason why I would recommend this is because the natural biologics that QC Kinetics is providing you gives your body a chance to naturally heal itself.
Restorative, regenerative solutions are here. Get lasting relief and live your life.
Call QC Kinetics 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550. QC Kinetics 352-400-4550.
Welcome back to the Crime Prevention Security System Studios, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Ruse Ogra State Farm Office is a team of dedicated insurance professionals ready to help life go right with the right insurance options for you and your family. Visit ograinsurance.com. Give them a call at 352-240-1779. Again, I want to thank Buddy Mark for his time on the Titan & More hotline. I got a text here on the Titan & More text line from Joe. Joe says, Travis Taylor also wore number 19. You're talking about two dang good wide receivers. Travis both played in the NFL for a long time, but yeah, I would say the two best 19s that I can think of right offhand. Well, I don't even have to think. It's Ike Hilliard and Travis Taylor. Let's see. Matt Stitchcomb picked the Gators to go 6-6. Yeah, you're not going to get a whole lot of love. Look, people, when you go 6-7 and weren't a very good football team, people aren't going to expect a lot. But if you can play good, solid football, don't beat yourself, find ways to win, ball bounce your way. You know, the two games against Kentucky and Utah are crucial at home. That's one reason. And the crowd can be a difference. There's no question about that. So, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's program, folks. Let's see what else. We are 19 days away from Gator football. Hard to believe. I want to say next weekend we have football, week 0. Yeah, Lauren, I was correct. Evan McPherson was number 19 as well. Johnny Townsend was 19. Well, good gracious. Okay, so the 19s are coming out now, but I'd still lean Ike Hilliard, Travis Taylor is my two favorite or two best. Hope you enjoyed today's program, folks. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.